In the bustling markets of Aba, where the air was filled with the smell of fried akara and constant shouting of traders hawking, "Buy one, na original! Buy one and get one free!" A boy named Chijioke grew up in a one-room mud house with his widowed mother. His father had died in an industrial accident at Ariaria Market when he was only 6, leaving the family to survive on his mother's minor income from selling oppa and bean pudding. Chijioke was brilliant, sharp with numbers, and quick with his tongue. Elders in the compound often said,
This boy gets sense past him age. If him papa still dey, by now for the university.
but poverty has a way of swallowing potentials. By the time he was 15, his schooling ended because there was no money for his WAEC registration. Hunger sharpened his mind, and bitterness hardened his heart.
At night, where his mother prayed,
Don't let my son follow bad boys.
Chijioke was already sleeping out to join men who whispered in dark corners. At his early 20s, Chijioke has already built a reputation in Aba and parts of Owerri. They called him CJ, not just by his name, but because of his cold, calculated way he walked. He had learned to outsmart police roadblocks and to study his victims' routine and to master the art of silence. CJ ran his kidnapping operations with chilling precision. He had 3 cars. The first car, usually a dusty Peugeot 504, would grab the victim. The second car, a Toyota Camry, would take over mid-road. And finally, the third car, a tinted SUV, carries the victim to the boss, who is CJ. None of the boys in the first or the second car ever saw the boss. It was a layered system, secrecy born out of wisdom sharpened by suffering. CJ never drank, never smoked, never laughed in the company of women. His neighbors said he carried himself like an elder, always quiet, always brooding. On Christmas morning, he would send bags of rice to families in his compound, families who once mocked his mother's poverty. One evening in 2007, after a successful operation, he returned home and found his mother on her knees, clutching her rosary. She had heard rumors in the market that her son is the potential or the suspected CJ, the kidnapper. She looked at CJ, but CJ couldn't deny it. For the first time in years, CJ felt like that barefooted boy in the dusty streets of Aba again. He sat by her side, silent tears rolling down, but he never confessed. CJ said to himself that the same society that failed him as a child and let him go hungry and let his brilliance rot without opportunity was now the society that he punished. In 2008, during the operation on the Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway, CJ's convoy was ambushed by a rival gang tipped off by police. Shots rang out in the night, and by dawn, news spread across Aba that infamous CJ had been gunned down. His mother fainted when she heard it. At his burial, the wailing was endless. Some cried for justice, some for the wasted brilliance, and most cried because they knew this was a boy who could have been a professor, an engineer, maybe even a leader, but Nigerian poverty turned him into a robber and his wisdom into a weapon.
and that is the end of CJ the kidnapper.